Hello. Well, it's almost time for everybody to be asleep, but I'm still up. And so I decided this is my spiritual birthday. For those who don't know, this is the day that I was nearly killed on September 6th, 1974. Glory to God when I look back over my life from where I once was versus where I am now, and that is to give God all the glory for an opportunity to be alive and well. I'm going to jump right into this particular sexual identity uh, topic that I wanted to share. I've been doing this not cereal, because I just got done eating some cereal. This series on sexual identity that we need to, that I think that we all need to know about, especially if you're dating or in a relationship. And I believe that the fear of the Lord leads to life. And I think it gives rest, it gives contentment, and it keeps you untouched by trouble. That's Proverbs 19:23. And so I want to share this part with you tonight because we have a lot of people who, like myself as a young woman, during my days where I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do. And now I'm just grateful to be alive that now I can try to help another sister and a brother out or a marriage out. And so I just want to share tonight this particular sexual identity term that I feel that we all need to know, not just for ourselves, for those who live in secret, but just making sure you understand. As a therapist, I try to just talk to people so they can get some help. Okay, we need to look at this autosexual secret that's going on in people's lives, and sometimes this is going on whether you're married, single, or dating. uh, you got to get some real revelation about you and your mate. Okay, so I'm going to talk briefly about what autosexual is, but I want to give a plug out there about my book, one of the ones that I think that'll really bless you to help you to understand why we have so much sex buffets going on in families. So this is the house that secrets built. Okay, this is the house that secrets built. And I talk about on page 40, I talk about the concept of secrecy and how we tend to allow ourselves to, to evoke an image of a conversation or a relationship in a way that's really not true about who we really are. And so we conceal things. We find ourselves in this secret mode or hoping that no one would ever find out about our secret. And actually, the secret start to pop its ugly head up in every way it possibly can because people don't want to get no help. They want to keep on band-aiding and covering these things up. I hope I'm helping somebody. But I want to say this to you tonight on this page 41. I thought it was important that I point out that really having a secret return to your mind or what you're constantly thinking about is what's causing people to even be in this particular one I'm talking about tonight, and there's the autosexual. Now, when I talk about autosexual on page 41, I'm just talking about secrecy in relations to with people who tend to want to love on themselves. I'm going to get there in just a second. I'm gonna get there, but I want you to pay attention to this because I'm fixing to get off here because I want you to meditate on it. That's your homework. I want you to go and I want you to look the word up and I want you to pay attention to some of the things that you may be doing that you think that has caused you to feel that you are celibate or that you just gonna do this because this is your secret because you're trying to relieve yourself because you don't want to have nobody in bed with you, so you want to feel like that you're holy now or that you've been sacred because you have not been touched by flesh. But we're going to talk about auto sex in just a few minutes. But on page 41 in my book, This is the House of Secrets Built, we have a lot of people who are doing this in homes and in marriages and defiling the bed. And so shame and secrecy, they live together. I talk about that on page 41. I talk about that they live together in a tight circle. And it means that the more shame, the more secrecy, the more secrecy, the more shame. I said it hurts to keep secrets. Secrecy is associated with lower will, so that is lower well-being. worse health, and less satisfying relationships. Okay. I also spoke about research that shared about how this is linked, as far as secrecy is concerned, to increased anxiety, depression, symptoms even for poor health, and even more rapid progression of disease. So first of all, we figured that maybe you ain't gonna get no disease because you're doing autosexual, but actually you're already dealing with a disease that is emotional, and so which goes to another dimension in a whole lot of ways with toys and everything else. We don't get that far in it because I'm not gonna stay on here with that, but what they're saying is that there is seemingly obvious explanation for these harms of secrecy that we do into yourself with autosexual. Okay. That means you're hiding it. It's hard at work. That means you have to watch what you say or do around people, even your relationship that may give you away based on what you want to prefer to do with your body. And if you ask about something related to this secrecy, you might be careful not to slip up and say something that could shed light on that subject or that issue as autosexual. Okay, or this is what you prefer to do because this makes you feel holy and untainted. But the devil is stupid, crazy, and a loser, and it's got you trapped. I want to talk to you just a second about what autosexual is, if you give me a minute. And so, as I went on to say that when you say something or do something that you think that is secret, remember, it's nothing hidden that's going to stay secret. God knows everything. He sees everything. He knows about the motel trip. He knows about what you're doing with your hands. He knows what you're doing with your mouth. He knows what you're doing with every part of your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Okay. You can hear me out if you want to. If you don't, que sera. But what I am going to do is tell the truth. Not that this is where I am, but that this is what I've experienced over my decades of counseling people. People want to do what they want to do with their bodies, but yet they can't see the realization that the secret is not going to remain. It's just ludicrous even to believe that. Just like we got night and day, it shall come to the light. It's going to come to the light what you really are and what you're really doing in your marriage, in your relationship, or dating. And so this could require, in your mind's eye, an invasion of some type of deception that's causing you to be there. But guess what? This constant vigilance, this constant concealment can be very exhausting. So why do you want to do that to yourself? Let me tell you what autosexual is. Autosexual is referring to a person who feels sexually attracted to themselves. My Lord, my God. I know I'm talking to you. Now, many of you may be sexually attracted to yourself because you figure you got a good body, both men and women. Because you think you got a big body shaped all kind of ways, muscles and all of that, or that you can have this fine waistline and body. Okay, but this is some vainglory stuff. However, this refers to a person who feels sexually attracted to themselves. That means you look at yourself and you actually do these types of sexual thoughts in your mind about your own body. That's real serious. And it's going on as we speak, not only just with adults, but even with children. It's a sad thing. This autosexual means that these people are capable. That means they're capable of thinking it and doing it. So they're capable of having relationship with other people. Guess what? But they prefer to have sex with themselves. They prefer to act like they're celibate and act like they're single, or they don't want no date, they don't want no mate, or they're married and they feel like they don't need to have sex no more because they're having sex with themselves. They're using their hands, they're using pornography, and majority of the time they're there to use toys, dolls, things when people are not around in secret. That's why we're talking about these different sexual identities that are secret in this series. So you can understand where all these fit in relationships and that could be going on in marriages. I know I'm talking to you. It may not be you, but guess what? It's somebody that you probably know who is so involved with themselves that they're so holy than thou that they're actually having sex with themselves. They love themselves. They're attracted to only themselves. They may get in a relationship with somebody, but they're going to have sex with themselves. I got to go. That's why they call it masturbation. It's simply a simple word, but it's really called autosexual. Okay. Having sex with yourself. because you're so attracted to yourself. Lord, help us all today. Share this and help a sister and a brother out to get some help, get some counseling, get some help. I'm not a sex therapist, but I do know that people need to look at this and think about why is it that you always saying that you don't want to be intimate. That's because they got a doll doing it. They got their hands doing it. I gotta go. We'll talk later. God bless you. I pray that you have a wonderful weekend and be safe.